and I'd be like, oh, it's Saeed from Lost, and now I get to work with him. It was really really cool. So getting to pick his brain and asking him like, it's hard enough to kind of have that breakthrough moment.
And the South Indian accent is like actually quite different from a North Indian accent, which is this family, the Pradeep's family is Gujarati.
Hi, Sahana. Hi, Sindhu.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you both. And I love the episodes that I watch. It's so much fun. I can relate some of the things with you and your characters, Sidhu. And I also can remember my relationship with my mom. And both of you are great. So I'm going to start with you, Sidhu. What was about the script and what was about this character that got your attention to be part of this series?
The script was very, very funny. And I see a lot of scripts, and this really jumped out at me. It's very ha funny. That was the first thing. Second thing is the story is crazy. It's not just funny like everyday things happening in a family. It's out there. And to have a chance to do those two things is huge. And then on top of everything, everyone's Indian. It was like a no-brainer. Even if everyone was from Timbuktu, I would have wanted to be in this show. But it so happened they were Indian, so that made it, even more attractive.
More special. And for you, Sahana, what do you like the most about your character?
About my character specifically, is that, excuse me, Banu like really speaks her mind. She's not afraid to say what she wants and get what she wants by any means. And I think that's a trait that she took from her mom. Although Banu would probably hate to admit that, which is why they butt heads so much, is because they're so similar. And I have also experienced that with my parents. And there's also that cultural gap there, and that will always be there. But yeah, I love that Banu is just kind of going for it. We see a lot of like South Asian characters on screen, usually written by like old white men who are like spewing math in class or whatever, and it's like they have one line, in the whole show, and that's what it is. But Banu kind of does things that you wouldn't expect a South Asian teenager to do, which is the reality. Like that is just how it is, and so I think that'll be really relatable.
Yes, it is. And you, Shidu, how did you create this chemistry with not just with Naveen, but with the other actors, especially with Sahana and the other young guns? And it's so cool, the dynamic that you have there. How was that?
But to be honest, I have to give the, Sahana and the children, I have to give all my scene partners credit for sure, because you can't create chemistry on your own. But the kids, they were first of all, I am a mom and I am an Indian mom. So when we were not on camera, I would sometimes say to Ashwin, you got to sit up straight or don't be on your phone. Like it was ridiculous. I couldn't stop. And then I'd be like, oh, sorry, I don't have to say anything. So very quickly it was like, okay, this is a mom kind of person. But also I think, and this is something that became clear to me over time, because everyone was South Asian and because the writer was South Asian, because all of us, there's an embedded sense of knowingness that never had to be spoken. And that I think really helped all the chemistry work. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have to think about it, and it was just there. And I think that speaks a lot to the value of making a show that happens to be about a particular culture, making it with people from that particular culture, because then a lot of things that just greases the wheels and it's easier, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I got it. And Sahana, the accent that you guys do on the show was a challenge for you? How was like to get to that point?
The main way that it was challenging was that my parents they speak Tamil and they're from South India. And the South Indian accent is like actually quite different from a North Indian accent, which is this family, the Pradeep's family is Gujarati from Ahmedabad. And so there's in the accent training, I had to unlearn some of those like ways of speaking that I was used to hearing from my parents. So when I saw it as a challenge, that really excited me to kind of learn this new way of speaking.
Yeah, that's good. I really enjoy watching the series. I really relate to a lot of things, and I think it's a series for a family. It can be any family because I'm an immigrant, I'm Latina, and then, I can relate to a lot of things. And I just want to thank you so much for your time, a lot of success, and I hope everybody liked this series. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Arjun, and hi, Ashwin. I hope I'm saying correctly. I hope you guys are doing fine. Thank you so much for your time. I had so much fun watching the episodes. It was super fun. I love that Arjun, your character is going through a teenager situation there, and you, Ashwin, you're optimist a lot. So
Yeah.
what we can expect of this series? We can start with you, Arjun.
Yeah, obviously on the surface, it's this immigrant story of an Indian family that comes from India all the way to the US, and they're trying to figure out everything culturally, socially, of how they can fit in and blend in into this like new society. But then there's also some madness that happens that you will realize after watching the first episode that definitely kicks off what is underneath that surface. There's a lot of craziness, there's a lot of wacky events that go on, and it's something that you just have to tune in and see for yourself. There's a lot of crazy cool things that happen.
Yeah, that's right. And Ashwin, what do you like the most about your character, Vimod?
I like how optimistic he is and how open he is to this new country because of his age, you wouldn't expect that he would be this open to this completely new atmosphere, but he is, right? And he gives the country a chance.
Yeah, that's amazing. And on set, what was like fun that you guys had on set with the other actors, and especially with I forget the actors that played the mothers. Oh my God, Sindhu
Vee, yeah.
Sindhu. And how was like the dynamic with her, Arjun?
Yeah, Sindhu Vee plays our mother on the show, Sudha, but she's also like almost like a mother in real life, where I could always go to her and talk to her about anything that I was going through, whether it was career wise or just personal life wise. And there were also so many moments just offset where we bonded. Like I remember pizza night every Friday. We'd do like this like pizza night where we'd go to Nicholas's room, who plays Stu, and we would have pizza, talk, watch movies. It was super fun. And then Ashwin and I, we did some crazy stuff. If you want to say it, man, like the freaking the knock thing or whatever.
Oh yeah. Not to dig into too much detail, but we basically ding dong ditched a hotel room door.
Wow.
We escaped. They're searching for us. They're looking for us, but they will never find us.
I love it. I love that. So you also work with Naveen, which is a very talented, very experienced actor. What did you guys learn from him that you're gonna take for your career, Ashwin?
So working with Naveen and all these more experienced actors, Naveen specifically, he is very experienced, and so I was able to ask him for any tips or words of advice that I needed at the time of filming, because this was the start of my career, right? Everything was very new to me, so I was able to talk to Naveen about these things, and he gave me advice so well that now I feel like after the Pradeeps, I've become stronger and much more mature as a child actor.
Yeah. And for you, Arjun?
Yeah, Naveen is one of those people where somebody that like him who is of Indian descent, being able to do all the kinds of stuff that he's done in his career, especially Lost. I mean, my dad and I, when we were kids, we used to watch Lost. Like my dad used to watch it like religiously, and I was like one of those kids that would just see it and I'd be like, oh, it's Saeed from Lost, and now I get to work with him. It was really cool. So getting to pick his brain and asking him like, it's hard enough to kind of have that breakthrough moment in your career, like having what we have, finally being able to lead in a series. But then the even harder part is staying consistent, where you continue to have your name up there and continue to get work and be happy doing it. So I was always asking Naveen all types of questions, and he was always super comfortable with sharing his wisdom. He wasn't one of those people where to be like, oh, it's young kid, just get out of here, man. Let me memorize my lines now. You know, it's like he was super outgoing and super kind to all of us.
That's amazing. And you guys also have a little accent on the series that you guys don't have clearly. So how was that play with you, like on set? Was very difficult for you, a challenge?
Yeah, I feel because my family come from Sri Lankan roots, so the accents are very similar. I would say so. I was always imitate my parents, and I feel like that's what got me to this stage, or joking around the house got me to being Vinod Pradeep and having this accent. But yeah,
same. I was always asking my parents. I was always like listening into my parents and asking for their advice on how to say specific words. And then even on set, Sindhu always gave us some great advice. You know, the word bhaiya, always, you know, enunciating the H when you say it. You know, little tiny details that you don't really think about, but it's better that you do. We were all in it together. We had dialect coaches as well who were really helpful, and we just had a fun time. It was great.
Yeah, you guys did a really great job. So I just want to thank you so much for your time. A lot of success, and I hope everybody liked this series like I did. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.